What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of the Big Cat Chat podcast. The whole squad is here. Brian, I don't know if he's to me. He's to my left. I don't know if that's what it's going to show up as. Brian, Shawn is below us. Shawn has a new webcam, so you can actually see him in better quality than fighting in the middle of Afghanistan and taking a quick video.
It's a whole new laptop, man.
I know you got the good audio, got the good quality, got the TV lighting. I got the lighting that's flashing. Sorry about that. Hopefully nobody.
You're gonna give someone a seizure.
I was trying to say, hopefully nobody gets a seizure, bro. But if my webcam may suck, but at least I have a background, unlike these two losers. Ryan, you have a couch in your background. What are you looking at?
It's a nice couch.
Okay, but anyways,
Yeah,
the draft.
shut up, guy who lives with mom.
Wait,
You.
wow. I don't have a choice. Okay, this is just bullying now. But anyways, the draft has occurred. It's time to film a podcast. Obviously, the off season. There's not much to do, talk about. It's going to be another while before we film the next podcast. There will still be content. I'm busy right now, but because I got a lot of tests. But once I'm done with this, there's going to be a lot of film reviews on these guys we're talking about right now, as well as some other guys once I finish with them, some college football guys. So there's still going to be content, but this is the last podcast till probably training camp, I'd say. A little bit after training camp thoughts. But the draft has occurred. We are today going to go over this draft. We're going to grade the draft. We're going to give you some non-overreactions because apparently people don't know how to not overreact and act like one pick makes an entire draft an F. And we're going to go over. So we're going to give you some of our major draft thoughts of the entire draft. First round mostly. There might be a couple others. We're going to grade the last 3 Jags drafts. So if you guys do want to skip to any part, there are bits below that you guys can go ahead and look for. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Jags draft moves. Pick number 1 in the draft. Who do you guys think we took? Did we take Zach Wilson? Did we surprise the world? No. We took Trevor Lawrence and the stadium lit up. If you haven't seen, go watch my video. I was actually at the draft party and the stadium was very happy, to say the least. We even got to see the players. Laviska Shenault and DJ Chark were right there. So right after we drafted Trevor Lawrence, they came out and gave us everybody a big Duval. But there's not much you got to say about that. He's the future of the franchise. If you guys have anything you want to say on Trevor Lawrence, then go ahead.
We all know how we feel about that. Great pick. A+ pick, obviously.
No, he's an F pick. What do you mean? He's a bust.
My God.
He's the 4th. Mac Jones is better than him. You guys know who I'm talking about right now.
Oh, God.
The only comment I'll make is in reference to your video, bro. Your voice was gone like that.
It was. It was. There was a portion, because when I was rewatching it while I was editing it, that I think I almost broke my phone's speaker.
Dude, by the end, you sounded like somebody who smokes like 2 packs a day.
God.
Let's go, Trevor Lawrence!
I was very dead. I even cut out the reaction to the Travis Etienne pick because we were all in the car on the way home, and we just had no energy. We were just like, oh, Travis Etienne. Nice.
Couldn't be me.
Jags chat exploded in 2 different directions with that one. We'll get to that.
Yeah, but let's go ahead and get into that. Pick 125, round 1, pick 25.
25.
We take a running back. Oh my gosh. A running back in the first round, guys. Life is over. Everyone draft. Throw the draft away. Fire Urban Meyer.
Trent Baalke, out of here.
Get them all gone.
Shawn should be ashamed.
We're done. Franchise is a failure. We're never going to be good. But on a real night. On a real night?
On a real night.
Okay, we're not going to go there. But Travis Etienne, the pick is a little bit overblown because I'll go ahead and give the rundown. Travis Etienne is not just a running back. He's going to be used as an offensive weapon.
Are you saying that players can do more than what their label says?
That's a hot take.
Don't arrest me for that.
That's
Do
beyond
not arrest
me.
me for that one. That's a very hot take. But yes, Travis Etienne is going to be used as a receiver. Wow. He can do that.
Hold on. Are you saying that running backs are allowed to catch the ball?
I mean, us in Jacksonville, we're not that used to it because we used to have a guy named Leonard Fournette who can't catch the ball.
They can also line up somewhere else?
They can line up outside like DJ Chark? They can run routes too. They know how to run a route.
Here I was thinking he was only going to get like 5 carries a game.
Oh my!
Or some people pulled out the stats of what a RB2 or RB3 gets, how many carries they get, trying to get a mathematical carry amount for Travis Etienne. I'm just like, what are you talking about? But yeah, Travis Etienne, he's going to be an offensive weapon. And let me also get into this. Everybody's like, wait, you just had James Robinson. Poor James Robinson. James Robinson's getting screwed over. This helps James Robinson. James Robinson was having to take 97%. That's not a joke. Like, if you look at the stats, there was a game where he had 97% of the snaps, not just carries, the snaps. That includes pass blocking, just running routes.
I mean, that was the story for the majority of the season. It's also probably contributed to him getting hurt later in the year. He was worn out.
It helps keep him more durable. Like, if we had just James Robinson running the rock and taking every snap all year, he's gonna break within a year or two.
People really just don't understand the value of fresh legs. Like, they just don't.
And then I also want to mention, all you Jags fans freaking out about a running back, just take a quick dive back. Maybe is it a decade now? I don't even think it's that far. To a good little running back duo we used to have.
Over a decade, actually.
I think it's over a decade. Yeah.
Like 2006.
I think the last year they were together was like.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
09 or 10.
I was thinking. I forgot. Fred Taylor dipped out at a certain point, but
yeah.
The Jags. How are Jags fans freaking out about having a running back duo when we literally had one of the best running back duos, arguably ever?
Right.
Like, Fred Taylor's one of the best running backs of all time. If he wasn't hurt, he would have been top 10 all time, top 5.
Barring injury, I guarantee both those players have over 1,000 scrimmage yards, easy.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you overreact about that? And James Robinson also, like I said, he benefits from this because, one, he's not going to get hurt necessarily as easily. He's going to be more durable. He's going to have fresh legs. 2, Travis Etienne does everything. Like, if you were to look at the weaknesses in the draft reports or whatever, or just not even draft reports, just the weaknesses for James Robinson, look at the strengths for Travis Etienne. All of the weaknesses for James Robinson are going to be the strengths for Travis Etienne. And James Robinson's strengths are going to be some of Etienne's weaknesses as well. They complement each other almost perfectly. Like, they're almost the perfect duo you could get just for complementing each other. Travis Etienne has that home run hitting speed that James Robinson, let me give you this. I think somebody said this in the group chat. I think it was Ty. There's some situations where if in the exact same run, exact same blocking, Travis Etienne's going to get 4, James is going to get 8. But then there's other plays where Etienne's going to get an 80-yard touchdown and James is going to get a 30 or 40-yard, maybe 50-yard gain. That's the difference between the two.
Yep.
So I'll quit talking and let Shawn take the wheel from here on this pick.
I don't really have too much to say on it. It wasn't the best pick in my opinion. It wasn't what I would have done. But at the end of the day,
it's not as bad as people are making it out to be.
They got a guy who can hit the home run ball, which this offense is severely lacking. Guy who's a good receiver out of the backfield.
And he has 3 years of chemistry with Trevor.
Right, and people were I saw a couple people say that James Robinson doesn't catch as well, and I think people were really underrating that aspect of James Robinson's game.
James can really receive well. I mean,
he had some fantastic catches last year.
He had a one-handed catch against, I believe, the Pittsburgh Steelers that it was like right here.
So, I mean, people can bitch and moan about it all they want to, but at the end of the day, the pick is what the pick is, and I think it's going to work out. I think he's going to be a star, so, I mean, whatever.
All right,
I give it a B plus.
Yeah, I'll give it a B, just flat B. And Brian, your thoughts and grade on this pick?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a B, but this is a kind of a hot take. I think by season's end, they're obviously going to be running back 1A and 1B, but I think he's going to start as a B, and then he's going to transition to 1A. Like, he'll be this quote-unquote starter, and he'll be more featured than James just because of the fact that, one, he has the chemistry. Two, he's a first-round pick, and James is not associated with this organization now like he was with
Urban
Caldwell.
loves his speed.
Yeah, like he was undrafted, but yet ETN was the 25th pick in the first round for this front office. So I think he'll take the RB1A away from why am I like blanking out today? James Robinson. But either way, they're going to complement each other perfectly, and I think people are going to realize that. And the fact that he has the ability to be a running back, play outside, play in the slot, that's something that Robinson cannot do. Like, you just can't. And they want to put them both on the field at the same time. Imagine that. Imagine having Robinson in the backfield, ETN outside, Shark outside, Marvin Jones in the slot. Just figure, like, that is just a mismatch.
Screw a tight end. Just leave them in. We don't need a tight end.
Put a blocking tight end. You got Robinson in the backfield. We're golden. Like, there's a lot of different potentials that we've got here. And I think this is going to end up being a better pick than people realize. I freaked out about it I didn't really freak out about it too much, but I was like confused for a second. But I was like,
the instant reaction was running back in the first round. But the way you think about it,
I called it way before it's happened.
You did. You said it's going to be effing ETN.
I said it's going to be Travis effing ETN, and then bam.
Yeah, I remember that exact pick. I was scared it was going to be Odafe Owe. By the way, his name is no longer Jason. He's going by his actual name, Odafe. Cool. I would have cried if we picked him. I would have literally jumped out of the vehicle and I wouldn't be here right now. That would have been the worst. That and Russo would have been the two picks that would have made me lose my mind.
The thing with picking...
Oh, and Leatherwood, but...
Oh, God.
We'll get into that a bit later.
The thing with ETN is they didn't pick based on need, which is what the organization prior to this one has been doing since day one, is they picked on need, and we did not pick a need here.
That is what so many people were mad about. They're like, you had so much bigger needs than running back.
I know. Oh, my
God. That's the problem. We're so used to that, and we didn't look at the big picture and realize that they said from the beginning they're building the offense around Trevor. They said this like 2 or 3 weeks before the draft. I think it was Ian that was mentioning it on NFL Now or something.
Yeah, Ian Rap Sheet.
Yeah. And they didn't draft on need. They drafted based on luxury, best available player in their eyes on their board. And not only does it help Trevor, it helps ETN because they have the chemistry. It takes some weight off of Trevor. It takes weight off of Robinson. At the end of the day, this pick is probably going to be one of the better picks in this draft if he pans out and he stays healthy, all that good stuff. So I like it. It's a B. It could become an A down the road, but I love it.
I can't.
And remember, the all be all. Make Trevor happy.
Pick. Wait till you hear my favorite pick. This is like top.
Well, I have my favorite pick is going to be like, they're going to be like, why is that your favorite pick? You guys know my favorite pick. I've already said it.
Yeah. Do I even have a favorite pick? I don't even know. Besides Trevor, it was like.
Yeah, besides Trevor, of course. Trevor should automatically be all there. I ordered my jersey while I was at the stadium. Like literally, I was sitting there while we were before Trevor even was announced. I was on my phone ordering the jersey. Oh, by the way, for all you guys who think Trevor can't do anything in Jacksonville, he doubled the previous record for jersey sales on the first 24 hours.
Gang, gang, gang.
Screw Joe Burrow. Actually, I like Joe Burrow, but yeah, you know how it be. But let's
screw
move
Chad
on.
Forbes.
Chad Forbes, he admitted to the L to us after Trevor did that, and then he comes back and tweets today acting like yesterday, like his tweet read like he thought Laviska Shenault was a tight end.
Well, that and that the current regime doesn't think too much of it. I'm like, bro, what?
They didn't say anything about him. Like they know what they're doing.
Whatever. The dude clearly, if you look at his tweet numbers, he gets like 3 replies on any
until he talks about Jaguars.
Jags.
Yeah.
And then he gets like 50 on the Jags.
He knows what he's doing.
But anyways, let's move on to the most controversial pick, I'd say, of the draft class if we're looking at the scheme of things. Travis Etienne was a really controversial pick because it's running back in the first round. But I think this pick was more controversial, especially for the fan base. Because a lot of us are Gators fans. But we picked at round 2 Pick 33, we picked cornerback out of Georgia, Tyson Campbell. Now, my first thoughts are cornerback, okay. I'm not mad at it, but I prefer Asante Samuel Jr., especially for what we're going to use Tyson Campbell at. The plan, per Urban himself, is that he's going to be playing the slot or nickel. And I think Tyson could probably – I like Tyson Campbell as a pick more because he's not going to be playing outside against wide receiver 1s and 2s. But I still would have rather had Asante Samuel Jr., especially for playing the nickel. But
Urban also mentioned that having mentioned him saying this in an interview, which makes me think they might use him there, is that Tyson Campbell did play safety in high school as well.
Mm-hmm. And also Tyson Campbell fits kind of what Urban likes. He was a 5-star coming out of high school. If you look at every single one of these draft picks, they're a 5 or 4-star out of high school.
And he knows them. He has a connection with almost every single pick.
Yeah, he attempted to recruit almost every single one of them.
Yeah, he recruited Tyson, and Tyson turned him down, and then it looks like Urban was a little bitter about that, it seemed like.
I think Urban got a couple guys that he got turned down by. We'll get to them later. But
Tyson, he's
a track star.
He's a pretty good man corner, too. He sticks to receivers like glue, which I think Urban Meyer likes.
His coverage is good. It's just his biggest issue is when the ball's in the air. That's when you get like Kyle Pitts gets everybody, but Kyle Pitts got him. Trayvon Grimes got him. Devontae Smith got him. Everybody, when the ball is in the air, if they're an above average receiver, they probably got him.
I think it's coachable, though. I think it's coachable because they did it at his pro day. They did run him through drills to show that he can track a ball in the air. I mean, I know pro day / practice is a lot different than doing it on game day, but I think it's coachable. Some people don't think it is. Some people think you either have that instinct or you don't. It's instinctual only. I think you can probably be coached to just get your head around. But
he's also really good at staying on assignment. Like he doesn't necessarily fall for a lot of stuff. Like
doesn't bite.
Like I showed you guys are going to see it when I do my Tyson Campbell film review. But there's a play where Kadarius Toney tries to do some weird route that only Kadarius Toney could do that kind of route. And it's I don't even know what you'd call it. I called it a stanky leg kind of thing.
Stanky leg.
But it was something. It was something whack. But Tyson just kind of stared at him like, "What are you doing, bro?" He just stood there.
He didn't move. He was like a statue. I'm like, "Oh, that's impressive."
Yeah, he was like, "What are you doing, bro?" But there's a lot to like about Tyson Campbell. There's a lot of people who are really high on him, so it does not surprise me that Urban is also high on him. It's not like Urban's the only person on planet Earth high on him. And he's a track star. He's got a lot of upside. I think his floor is a bit low, but
I need to make a correction in my official draft grades. I gave ETN a B, not a B+.
Okay,
Carry on.
We all give him a B across the board.
I give Tyson Campbell a B.
I give Tyson Campbell a C+.
I give him a B because it's good value, even though it wasn't the biggest need, but I don't really give a shiza about needs. So
I would have rather had Asante Samuel, but
yeah, I mean,
at the end of the day.
I honestly didn't watch too much of Tyson Campbell until we picked him. So as I watched him, I was like more okay with it. So I gave it a B.
Yeah, I also think about this. Jags secondary went from
trash bag.
Who is that guy that we signed literally off the street to play?
We had some
Greg something.
Now we're 4 deep at corner, possibly 5 deep.
Our corners
look a lot better in the cornerback position.
CB1, CJ Henderson. CB2, Shaquille Griffin. CB3, Tyson Campbell. CB4, Sidney Jones, who could be a CB2.
CB5.
And then Trey Herndon as your CB5 is like actually pretty good.
Chris Claybrooks, he might make the roster because of special teams, but I don't know.
And then your boy Josiah Scott.
We're going to get into him later drafting these stupid
they're going to battle that for
drafts.
CD6, Claybrooks and Scott.
I think Scott's getting cut. That's my professional opinion. And then also think about the secondary. We signed Rayshon Jenkins. We drafted somebody that we'll get into in a couple picks. You guys already should know who it is.
You still got Daniel Thomas.
We got Andrew Wingard.
Wingard, my boy.
Wilson.
We have a good our secondary is very like the
PFF had us in their list of most improved secondaries.
It honestly went from like arguably the worst group on defense to like maybe the best almost. You could almost say the best.
That secondary is gonna surprise some people. But let's go ahead and move on. Wait, what's your grade? Actually, Brian didn't even speak on Tyson Campbell, so
I'm calling him tomato soup because of Campbell's tomato soup. So
Jesus.
I've been saying that since he got drafted. I was like, who the heck is this guy? I'm not going to say the exact language I used, but I said, who the is this guy? And I was like, what the hell? And
then I just sent you a picture of Trayvon Grimes mossing him, and you were
I was
pissed.
like, oh my God. And then I did some research. I'm like, maybe he could be a pretty good pick. He's going to be playing nickel. That helps a lot. We got some depth at that position. We could have went better, but for all we know, he could be a stud. So I can't complain about it. I'm going to give it a C+.
I mean, it wasn't even a shocker or surprise, though, because, I mean, like, Dilla spoiled it before it even happened.
Yeah, we knew who it was going to be. But I'm not going to, like, scream at the team because they're drafting clearly off who they think is BPA. And if they thought Tyson Campbell was better than Asante Samuel, be my guest. You're the one who won 3 national championships, not me. I'll give my opinion, but I'm not going to bash somebody for it unless they're drafting Rondale Moore in the first round. Then I will bash you, or somebody else that we'll mention later.
God, Rondale went so much. I don't want to get into it, but he went so much later than people are hyping him up.
I know people hyped him up like he could. Especially Jags media was hyping him up like he could go at 25, and then this dude went in like the 3rd round.
That's crazy.
But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to round 2 still. Pick 45. This was another shocker to a lot of people because a lot of people don't even know who this was a big shocker. Is.
And people wanted this, but now they were like, wait a minute, why are we doing this? I'm like, yeah. We just wanted this.
I know. People screamed at us to draft.
We wanted a tackle, but not that one.
Yeah. But we drafted out of Stanford, Walker Little. Let me just quickly I'm going to let you guys speak a little bit because I feel like I've talked this whole time. But before he got hurt and opted out, so he hasn't played in 2 years. But before that, he was a first-round pick for some.
Top 15.
He was a first-round pick, almost consensus. For some people, he was top 15, top 10. But we'll just say consensus first-rounder when he was playing. But anyways, I'll stop talking and let Shawn talk.
Okay, so with Walker Little, you're talking about a guy who, what is he, almost 2 years now removed from his injury, over 2 years removed from his injury almost. And so you're thinking he probably was already fully healthy by last season. So the Pac-12 or whatever didn't play, so he just opted out. So that gave him another whole year to recover / work on his game, see what his weaknesses were, perfect on those. You're talking about this could be like a guy who has potentially the most upside at tackle in the entire class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm here for it. I gave it a B+.
The initial reaction for me, I was like, whoa. But then I was like, I looked into him because I saw he was out for 2 years, but then I realized 1 year was an opt-out.
Yeah, people act like he was hurt for 2 years straight.
Right. That's what I thought, but I was like, oh, he opted out. And then the news came out that not only did he work on his craft, but he actually learned every position except center. He learned left tackle, left guard, and right tackle. So
even better.
He can play every position except center.
I think he's going to beat out Cam Robinson.
I think he has. Me too. I've said this from the moment he got drafted. When I found out about him, I said, guys, I think he could beat out Cam Robinson in camp.
Trade Cam.
If he beats out
Cam to Pittsburgh.
If he beats out Cam, he's getting traded.
Trade Cam to Pittsburgh.
Cam's like the same player as Villanueva.
I'll take a second rounder. Just give us back what we gave for him.
Yeah, I really like. I like Walker Little a lot. The dude is like 6'7". Like he's
6'8", 6'7", 6'8". One or the other.
He's a tank.
He's like 305.
I saw the picture videos of him like at left tackle. I'm like, this dude's got long arms. He's stonewalls people. I'm like, he's athletic.
Who else stonewalls people?
Stone Forsythe.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I just had to say that. But I don't know how Stone Forsythe fell to the 6th round. Are you kidding me?
That was great. Yeah, we'll get to that. I'm gonna give this an A. I'm gonna give it a B+ for now.
B+ for me as well.
Because unless he starts, if he beats out Cam, I'll give him an A- because I think he could beat him out. If he doesn't, we release Cam, or we don't release Cam. We let him walk in free agency if he beats him out, or trade him unless he gets, whatever. We figure that out. And I think at worst, he starts in 2022, and he's our starter at left tackle. I mean, Shad Khan literally said, "We want you protecting Trevor" when he was on the phone with him. I'm like,
right.
That's Urban's guy right there. Cam's Robinson's time is ticking now.
Let me mention this because I know a lot of people, especially big media people, are like, "Oh, see, they tagged Cam Robinson. Why'd they tag Cam Robinson?" We've said this since the beginning. Cam Robinson, at worst, has always been a backup plan.
Yeah.
The tag.
Plus, $13 million is extremely cheap.
We still have $40 million in cap space
for a starting caliber left tackle. And honestly, I'm going to say this too: if Walker Little does beat Cam out,
guard,
don't be surprised to see Cam traded immediately. They might actually try to work him in at guard, and if he can actually show in practice or whatever that he can play that position. Both of our guards are on their last year of their deals now. So don't be surprised if they even sign Cam to maybe a 1-year prove-it deal to play guard next year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they could end up drafting.
They already got him. If they think, hey, Cam, we're going to put you at guard. We're going to give you a 1-year deal to prove it, see how you like it. If not, you can go hit free agency the year after that, and you could play tackle somewhere.
Right.
It all depends on him. It all depends on him, to be honest.
So, yeah, let's go ahead and update it. Trevor Lawrence, A+ consensus. Travis Etienne, B consensus. Tyson Campbell is a C+ from me.
I got a
Brian,
C+.
B for him. So C+, and B. And then Walker Little is a B+, B+, B+. So we're going to take a quick break and get back to you on round 3 and the rest. So see you guys in a second. We are back, guys. So, yes, let's go ahead and continue rating or grading these picks. For round 3, pick 65, this is the guy I was talking about with when we drafted a safety to improve the secondary. We got Andre Cisco out of Syracuse. I love this pick. For some reason, somebody on the internet tried to say he's not physical.
He lacks physicality?
He lacks physicality, you know. He definitely didn't lay the wood 2 times in a row on this one.
Right.
Like,
sounds like something Liam would say.
Well, it wasn't him.
You know who it's somebody you don't.
It rhymes with Gordon Babugo.
Of course.
What kind of last name was that?
Can't stand it.
I don't know. How are you supposed to do that last name? Different.
Gordon Del Taco.
Don't judge me.
Anyways, Andre Cisco is a ball hawk. He has the same amount of picks as all of the guys on our roster do in the past year or two. He had 13 picks in 22 games. I
like it.
He has incredible range. He can also hit hard. I guess he does need to work on the consistently hitting hard, but he has the really good ability to do it.
Isn't he coming off injury as well?
Yeah, he's coming off injury. That's one of the reasons why he fell so far.
Yeah, so you're getting a first-round type talent, top of the third, ball hawk, coming off ACL. He's probably already healthy. I give him an A.
He has the best range in the class. I give him an A as well. Some people are saying that if before the injury he could have been late first.
Yeah.
Some people are even saying he's the best safety besides Merrig.
He dropped, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, we'll get into Merrig dropping later, but the Jags like Cisco over Merrig, I guess. I mean, Merrig was gone at 65. Don't get me wrong, but they had the chance to pick Merrig twice.
Yeah.
The group chat was fuming, by the way.
I wasn't
either.
I liked it. I didn't know who it was, but then I saw. I was like, "Ooh."
Shawn and I had said this already that we were like, "Hey, I don't think they're going to take a safety that high. I think they value our safeties, but which they did take a safety, but they didn't take them as high as everybody thought they would. Everybody's like, safety is their biggest need.
No.
Need.
I'm not penciling Cisco in as a starter either right now. I think he'll battle with Daniel Thomas.
Yeah, I could see either of them winning. I like them both. But what do you grade it? Brian, we'll let you speak on it and grade it as well because it's A from us.
Yeah, I didn't know who it was at first, but then I saw who it was, and I saw he was.
You don't watch college football, so you don't know who anybody is. No offense.
Hey, I actually knew we're gonna get to someone I knew, but I liked it. It was an A. I thought it was we filled the need, but we didn't reach for the need. Like we got into the later rounds where we could take a need, considering it's safety, and I think he's gonna beat out Thomas, and regardless if he doesn't or if he does. Thomas is at worst a great backup who can play very well on special teams, especially again in the punt where he actually got a punt return or punt block,
and then recovered the touch, and then recovered it
and scored. I think we're in great shape now at safety. We got Rayshawn Jenkins. You got.
I think Rayshawn Jenkins is going to ball, unlike the media.
I think he's going to be a stud.
Yeah, I really like that. I think the fact that we've got him and Cisco, they're gonna be fun to watch back there.
Our secondary is so improved, it's insane.
Gerard Wilson as our backup, like that's pretty good. Like he wasn't even a bad starter.
I think we went from Greg Mabel or something like that starting.
Greg Maben?
Maben, yeah, that's who it was. Signed and played the week he was signed. It was like weeks 14 or 13 or 14. He gets signed and he plays instantly. We go from that dude to a secondary of a bunch of studs, pretty much.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
But yeah, it's an A. I like it. I think he's going to be one of the better picks in the class to start right away, considering even if he's in the third-round pick, I think he's going to start right away along with ETN and obviously Lawrence, even though Urban wants to. He's going to earn it. But hey.
So in the first 5 picks, you got 5 guys who are going to contribute heavily.
Which is exactly what Urban said, instant impact.
Especially if Little B's out Cam.
Possibly 6 when we get to this guy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's going to possibly be the 6th.
This is another guy who, prior to opting out, he opted out. Prior to opting out, he was a first-round mocked player.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is another need player that everybody was screaming we'd take at 25. We finally take defensive tackle at round 4, 106. We take Jay Tufele. Go, JJs, go. I think that's
go, JJs. Yep. Wow.
we're the JJs now. Yay.
He was so awkward about it.
I know. He got like almost cut off halfway through. So he goes like, go, JJs, go.
It's kind of weird. Tufele seems like a Alualu clone almost. So people say he has decent pass rushing skills too. So he'll probably end up being like a 3-tech in our 4-3 sets, and then maybe even he could play. I'm guessing he's going to play defensive end in a 3-4 maybe. I'm not sure. Apparently, I think he's good against the run as well. It's a solid overall pick. I think the value is decent. I give it a B.
I give it a B+. I really like Tufele, especially for the fact that he's a big note that you see is we've taken a lot of these guys that are like they were really highly regarded in the past, and then they kind of were forgotten because they either got injured or didn't play.
Right. And all of them, the guys that Urban wanted at Ohio State.
Exactly. This was a guy that Urban really hard recruited for, and he went to USC instead of Ohio State. And now Urban's like, okay, you don't have a choice now, bud. You're coming here whether you like it or not. And yeah, I just really like this because I like getting these guys that are incredibly talented that they all have really high ceilings, in my opinion. It's a really risky draft, you could say, even though I don't know if it's that risky. It's just people, they're like, oh, I haven't seen him play in a year, so I count it as a big risk. And also, I do want to say this. People say, oh, Balky and his injury signings or draft. Well, let's look at this. Trevor not injured, Etienne not injured, Campbell not injured, Little injured, but he opted out. So it's not even like he was injured for 2 years. So
I thought Campbell tore his ACL.
Campbell did not, no.
Oh, that was Cisco.
Cisco tore his ACL, so Cisco is coming off an injury. There you go. There's that one. Little has been healthy for over a year, so shut up. Get out of my face with that. Tufele, no injuries. He just opted out.
And then look at the rest.
Next guy, no injury. Next guy, no injury. Next guy, no injury. So one guy is coming off an injury.
Yeah. Balky loves his ACLs, man.
But, yeah, I like the pick. I give it an A. Tufele just seems like he's going to be really – some people think he might be the best defensive tackle on the roster by the end of the year. I don't know about that. I like Devon Hamilton a lot. But
he could possibly be the best – maybe the best 3-tech, but I'm not sure if Roy Robertson-Harris is going to play 3-tech in a 4-3 with us, so maybe not because I don't know. He might play like big end, Like
I'm curious to see what they do in the 4-3. I'm really curious to see how they
I can't wait to see it all unfold.
I can't wait for preseason. I've never been so excited for preseason.
I know, dude.
We have so much depth, too. It's like chef's kiss. Anyways, Brian.
Next pick. Oh, wait,
Brian hasn't. We keep forgetting Brian, Shawn.
So I'm so forgotten over here. I'm gonna give it a B+. I like the first thing I heard from the analyst when he got picked was a bull in the china shop, and I was like, we need that. We need some destructive. We need a guy like that on the line. I think he's gonna, like you said, a Tyson Campbell Tyson Alualu, like
the guy who ditched us.
I like him. I think he's going to be a great fit on the I think he's going to be a great 3 technique. He's going to be what Taven was supposed to be in terms of wreaking havoc. just not as elite in terms of that first step. But either Taven's gonna
be gone.
Taven's gonna probably be gone unless he like explodes in the preseason, but I doubt it.
Urban acted like he didn't even know who Taven Bryan was in the press conference. He's like, Taven Bryan?
Oh God.
Oh, we want him here.
Yeah.
Doesn't pick up the option.
That was more of a just shut up and stop asking me questions about this guy who's going to be cut in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
man,
I give it a B plus.
He's a Gator, bro.
Bro, okay, I have my Gator bias sometimes, but I'm not that. I'm not that much of a homer. I'm not that much of a homer. Okay.
Yeah, but B plus, great pick. Next pick is my favorite.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually have a little story for the next pick. Next pick was a trade. The Jags traded 130, 170, and 249 for 121 and 209. So
overpay.
Yeah, it's probably an overpay.
A little bit, yeah, it was.
But I mean, half the guy. If we drafted a 10th guy, he probably wasn't going to make the roster.
The amount they gave up is factoring into my grade, by the way. That's why it's what it is. But we'll get to that.
Okay. But now we're on the clock with round 4, pick 121, and we take defensive end out of UAB, Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith, he quoted me on Twitter and gave me credit for an edit I didn't make. I told him I didn't make it, by the way. I did not steal that, so shut up with your 0 followers, 0 following account. Like, how are you going to act like somebody's stealing from you when you literally have 0 followers, 0 following, and you created your account this month? If you cared about credit, you would use your actual account.
Facts.
Yeah. But anyways, I like Jordan Smith. He's been an underrated guy on the board for a while, and I have noticed him. I think he has some upside. If you look at his RAS and his athleticism, he's not the craziest athlete, but as a technician and just in a pure rusher, pass rusher, getting numbers and stuff, I think he's pretty solid. The trade was a bit of an overpay. That's why I'm going to give it just a B or B minus. Actually, I'll give it because of the trade. But I like Jordan as a player. I'm also now a fan of him after the Twitter. We're trying to get him on the podcast. He said he'd ask his agent, but he hasn't come back. So
he was getting rid of you, dog.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that was what he was doing.
Thanks for the edit, bro. Block.
Anyways, I'll let Shawn give his grade.
So I gave it a C. I know Ryan's gonna be booing me for that one, but here's why I gave it a C. There's 2 pass rushers I liked more than him, and that went a couple picks before him. Why not trade up? Because I feel like they overpaid to trade up to where they did. Why not use that trade? Well, I guess they might have him higher than those guys. I don't know. I think they got scared, honestly.
Well, I'm glad we didn't draft one of the guys that I wanted.
Oh, yeah. I think they got scared, honestly, because pass rushers started coming off the board. It was like boom, 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 and then they're all of a sudden they traded up and got one. I was like, oh, crap, that's probably why they did it. They got scared a little bit. So I'm not sure if he was their first option they wanted in that round. Guys like Ellerson Smith and Chris Rumpf, they went before. I like those guys better. Those are guys that are like more athletic, in my opinion. Smith's a little stiff to me, but he's got good length, I guess. I'm not sure. Is he going to play outside linebacker for us? Is that what they think?
Supposedly, that's what they listed him as. He's supposedly going to be I think he's going to be the backup, which is great.
Yeah, he might be a good rotational guy. What did he say? He put on 35 pounds of muscle or some shit before.
Before the draft, he put on a ton of muscle.
So I give it a C. Yeah, I mean, just because of the overpay, and I don't know why they didn't trade up for those other 2 guys who I thought were not significantly better, but just better in my opinion as pass rushers, especially for rotational pass rushers. Who he's probably only going to be a designated pass rusher. He's probably only going to come in we're for sure rushing the passer here. If it's just for sure a pass play, that's probably the only time you're going to see this guy.
Most likely.
Year 1, anyway.
Yeah.
Shawn has officially given his lowest rating of the draft. I believe that's his.
It gets better.
Anyways, Brian can now go on a rant about his favorite pick of the draft.
I'm not going to rant. I was my favorite picks because this was one of the players that I've known for a few months and looked at him because I like Caldwell. You can call me Brian Caldwell. I like small school players depending on the position, and I thought he was.
Brian,
he actually went to Florida.
Caldwell loves Florida, though.
Gene Smith likes small.
Did you just
Caldwell likes small schools?
Wait, I know, but you just said you just said he used to go to Florida, and as I said, Caldwell likes Florida players. So
that would have probably been a pick by Caldwell too.
That's kind of
funny.
Anyways, continue.
I like the pick. I think he's got some upside. Obviously, he's going to be a little bit raw in the beginning. The fact that he put on 35 pounds of muscle before the draft is pretty crazy.
Reminds me of Ben Barch with his.
I think he's going to start out as a pass rusher only at the beginning and more of a rotational guy, but I think he could be one of those guys to watch in camp. I think he had a really good Senior Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. That's where he really shined.
He had a solid Senior Bowl, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that putting on that muscle is going to help his athleticism a lot, help his abilities a lot. He just needs to work on his pass rushing moves, his pass rush abilities, but I think he has the size to do it. And I think he's going to be featured a lot in a 4-3. And in a 3-4, I think. In a 4-3, I could see him being on the edge with Chasen as a Sam, as Shawn has said a lot. That would be a very ideal situation. Chasen at Sam, Smith on one end and Allen on the other. That's a really good pass rush. Like, especially when he develops, that's going to be amazing. 3-4, he might be in that. I think he could if he put on enough weight, he could be on the edge if he's athletic enough by that point. But
do you just casually gain athleticism?
You can build upon it. I think I'm going to give him I'm not going to give him like an A or anything. I'm going to give him a B+ just because I like the pick. I like the potential behind the pick. They did trade up a little too high for him, but I think because of the fact there's a run on edge rushers, they had to. And if it pans out, it pans out. If not, then it's a 4th round pick. It's not the end of the world. But I think he has potential to be a good player. So
I still hope we sign like a veteran pass rusher. I still think we need one really bad.
One of Shawn's guys from free agency is about to go off the board. Lee Hooker.
We don't need him. We don't need him anymore. I would much rather get a guy like Ryan Kerrigan or Melvin Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram's already got 5 teams interested in him.
I think Melvin Ingram got signed.
He's got 5 teams interested in him right now.
I didn't see him get officially signed, but maybe I missed it. I've been working.
Now, this is probably my least favorite pick of the draft. I know Urban loves it because he's friends with Urban. Like, he actually was coached. He actually knows his family. Like, he even talked to his family on the phone. But with pick 5, I keep saying pick. With round 5, pick 145, the Jags select tight end out of Ohio State, Luke Farrell. I'm not the biggest fan of this pick because, one, after the first couple tight ends that went off the board, I was just like, you know what?
Sign Tebow.
Screw a tight end in this draft and just sign Tebow and trade for Ertz or something. Like,
Ertz is probably going to get
I didn't like any of the tight ends left in the draft. I did not like Brevin Jordan. Let me get this out of the way. Brevin Jordan stinks. He's not going to be good. And when he sucks, especially with the Texans, I will come back to all of your tweets saying that the Jags are dumb for passing on him because he sucks.
Facts.
But anyways, I didn't really like this pick because he's a blocking tight end. He has 20 catches or is it 12 catches?
20-something, but he has a lot of athleticism apparently. So
yeah, he's got a lot of
They could develop him into a pass catcher.
That's not what Urban. Urban said he's a blocking tight end.
At least they did take a guy who had good athleticism. That's all I can say.
Yeah. They said he's going to be the backup to Manhurts, which...
Man, that hurts.
I mean, they really like blocking tight ends, but I'm just like...
I really don't think Urban cares about tight end as much as people, like fans do.
Yeah, I mean, I think
he wanted Pitts, but who didn't want Pitts?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Farrell, he's not going to get cut. He's going to make the roster just because he's friends with Urban. I almost guarantee it, and he's a rookie.
He could beat out Manhurts if we're being honest, but who knows?
Manhurts is a really good blocking tight end. I don't think he's going to beat out Manhurts.
Savage.
But
what's your grade, Josiah?
C-. I don't like it.
I gave it a C because I'm never going to give a blocking tight end more than that. I don't feel like.
I was in the group chat saying screw a tight end while these guys were screaming. I'll let you say it.
Yeboah. I would have rather have taken Kenny Yeboah, who went. Yeah. He went undrafted, didn't he?
Yeah, he went undrafted.
Yeah, and then he signed like a pretty sizable undrafted free agent deal
with the Jets.
I would have much rather have taken Kenny Yeboah right here. He's a blocking tight end. He's got good athleticism. He's got good size. Farrell does. I'm talking about Farrell now, not Yeboah. Sorry. Who was it in the group chat that was saying he can catch? Man, I swear. I swear he can catch. Was it Link?
Yeah, I think it was Link.
I was like, dude, I'm not saying this dude can't catch, but like,
it's just that's not what
when you don't do it very often, there's no way you're going to be great at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Tim Tebow better.
I give it a C. Sign Tebow. That'll be exciting at least, even if he doesn't make the roster.
All you FSU fans, keep crying. Tebow's gonna happen, and you're gonna deal with it. But anyways,
Brian.
I'm gonna say C- just because we could have done better at that spot, but I get.
I gave my highest grade.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he could. He's probably gonna make the roster. I mean, we're gonna have like 4 tight ends, probably him, Manhurts, O'Shaughnessy, and Tebow, unless somehow we sign Ertz.
Trading for Ertz, bro. Or actually,
for all we know,
Ertz is gonna get cut.
For all we know, he's the next George Kittle, man.
If this dude ends up becoming George Kittle, come back and roast all of us for this grade.
Hey, George Kittle didn't have college production.
Mm-hmm. On to the final pick of the 2021 NFL Draft for the Jacksonville Jaguars is my favorite pick of the draft. With round 6, pick 209, the Jags take out of Georgia Tech wide receiver Jalen Camp. And this dude, I didn't know who he was at first. I don't think anybody did. But when you look at his RAS, he has like a 9.7.
It was like a 9 point. I thought it was like a 9.97 or some shit.
It was
incredibly high.
He benched 30 reps. He ran a 4.4, and he weighs 220 something or 230 something.
10 pounds away from a tight end.
Can you say move tight end?
I was just
People
about to say
are saying that he has the potential to be a tight end. Even Georgia Tech, one of the guys there, said he has the potential to be a tight end.
Darren Waller 2.0.
I was about to say, listen to this. Darren Waller came out as a wide receiver from Georgia Tech. Became a tight end. Guess who Jalen Camp's comp was for most analysts?
Darren Waller.
And he's got the size. He's almost got the size. Put on a couple pounds. Everybody say Colin Johnson moved to tight end.
He
give me Jalen Camp.
This guy, he's straight yoked too, man. He's yoked
I know.
up.
He's got the strength to be able to play tight end. That's the thing. A lot of
and he's a mismatch nightmare.
At Georgia Tech as well, they run a lot of stuff like that where the wide receivers are used to block like that. So he's got blocking ability. And like I said, he benched 30 reps. I can't get that thing. What wide receiver can bench 30 reps? Tell me.
Him.
How many did DK do?
I think 30 would be the combine record for a wide receiver, I believe. I think somebody said that. I'll Google it real quickly.
The thing with Jalen is
DK Metcalf.
He's basically an athlete playing wide receiver, so his route tree is not developed yet.
DK did 27.
Wow.
His route tree is not developed yet, but they said that he's got to work on that, and that's something he can work on in year 1. But
give me a guy in round 6 this talented and just teach him how to play football.
Basically, you didn't.
Honestly, a tight end's route tree doesn't even really need to be as developed as the wide receivers does.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
he can be very good. He could, if at best, like best case scenario, he could probably be a wide receiver 3 in like 2 years when Marvin's gone.
Imagine this dude lining up at tight end, going on like a crossing route with a linebacker covering him.
Running a 4.4.
Running a 4.4 at 30 reps. Was his vertical ridiculous too?
Yes, everything was ridiculous.
Like 38 inches, I think, or something like that?
Something like that. Bro, this dude is a freak.
This might be my favorite pick too out of the rest of them. The other ones were just like, okay, I can see. I mean, Lawrence, outside of Lawrence, you know.
His Twitter is also funny.
Yeah.
Like his most recent tweet was that it was like you're a girl and you're 5'10". What are you doing? Get on the basketball team now. But yeah, and he also there was also a picture of him like when he was in 2011 when he was like 11 or 12 or 13 or something.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That face, like, bruh. I just love everything about this pick. I give this pick you can't give anything an A+ really besides Trevor. So I give this an A, almost an A+, because I just love the pick so much. Because it's round 6, almost round 7. This is just picking whoever you can, and maybe they work out. Maybe they don't.
The thing with this is,
give me the most athletic guy.
You got a guy that has a ton of potential and upside, with a staff that knows how to develop now. If we took this guy with Doug and everybody, Urban or not Doug?
Hey,
Urban,
Keenan though.
Keenan, yeah, but even then, like
Keenan developed what's his name? The undrafted, the guy Keelan Cole. Thank you.
If this had happened before Keelan though, like with Dave, like even maybe with I don't know if Keelan stays at this point or wherever he is, if he's here at this point, he wouldn't have made the team because we were just a terrible team at developing players. But now that we've got the staff to do it, this could be
Sanjay Lau about to go ham.
I think
didn't he like really like this guy, right?
I think so, yeah. I think Camp is gonna make people were making jumps. He's like, wait, his name is Camp? Is he just a Camp wide receiver? But I think he's gonna beat Dorsett out at minimum.
Yeah. I
think Dorsett stinks, but
I hope they move him to tight end, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I hope they move him to tight end as well.
He'll beat out Tyler Davis. Congratulations.
Tyler Davis.
unless they like Tyler Davis's upside and they get rid of O'Shea.
Baby Gronk out of Georgia Tech. Replacing a Georgia Tech tight end with a Georgia Tech wide receiver move to tight end.
I say keep both and get rid of O'Shea.
Yeah, they just re-signed O'Shea, but I don't think
we know what he is at this point. He's nothing.
Yeah. He had a good couple weeks with Minshew, and then he got hurt, and then he just was back to his old self.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that is the draft. So let's go ahead and move on to undrafted free agents.
Overall grade for me, B+.
Oh, for me too, B+.
B+. Yeah. And my draft grade or my grade for Jalen was an A-. So.
All right. Oh, Shawn, what'd you grade?
A.
A. Okay. So yeah, Jalen Camp was my favorite. But let's move on to Tony Khan's realm of things. Tony Khan is so dang good with the undrafted free agents, and he does it again.
Start off with the big one.
No, I'm going to leave the big one for last.
Okay.
Yeah, best for last, Brian. Jeez.
There's multiple big ones, but we signed cornerback out of Georgia, DJ Daniel. I've heard some good stuff about him. I don't think he's going to make the roster, but
I saw him get torched by my boy Amari Rogers in the Senior Bowl in practice.
He probably got torched by a couple of Florida Gators too. You love to see it. So I don't think he's making the roster, but I've heard some nice stuff about him. Then the wide receiver who literally jumped to the moon. I don't know how this dude jumped so high, but Josh Imatorbebe. I don't know if I said that
Josh Imatorbebe.
I butchered that.
Yeah, it's Josh Imatorbebe. I only know because I watch Bengal on YouTube. He says all those things. Really good.
Imatorbebe. This dude, he could make the roster because
he ran a 4.4 too, didn't he?
He ran, I believe he ran a 4.4. This dude, what was his? He jumped so high, I can't even remember.
It was a 40. Was it like a 45 or like something like that?
46, I think. Wait,
46. Well, there's a 46.5. Is that what it was?
Josh and Matterbaby.
Vertical.
And Josh and Matterbaby. Josh and Matterbaby. Vertical. He had a 47.1-inch vertical.
Sheesh.
That would break the combine record by a mile. And I mean, he's decent at everything else. He's not the most crazy guy, but the fact that he has that vertical is just throw it up. I don't care how high it is.
Make him tight end. That's why I said when we drafted him. Remember, I was like, let's make this guy tight end, dude.
And we drafted so many wide receivers, just move him to tight end.
He's straight yoked up too.
Mm-hmm. He benched, I believe, 20. I think he benched like 27.
Our freaking receivers, they look like the ones we drafted. They look like freaking Transformers, man. Yeah, they look like Greek gods.
I'm surprised we didn't take Powell out of Clemson because he's yoked too. I remember at his.
I don't want to get into who we didn't take.
Yeah, that's true.
I was so sure that we were going to take Amari Rogers. I was so sure.
I know, I was too. Especially the way they talked about him.
We see you as like a Percy Harvin type player in our offense. So I'm like, how can you not? Anyways,
next, this guy actually got paid quite a bit, and when you look at his film, he's actually pretty solid. But Tim Jones, I don't even remember where he went to college, some random school that nobody even knows exists, but he actually had some really solid film. Like, he made some crazy catches, and I'm like, actually, I kind of like this guy. Maybe he could make the roster. They actually paid him a lot for an undrafted free agent. Then Kenny Randall, defensive tackle, he's not making the roster. Cornerback Corey Straughter, he's not making the roster. And then the big one who I guarantee, I'll bet money he makes the roster.
Yeah.
Out of Alabama that somehow went undrafted.
I just don't understand.
Dylan Moses. This dude
was the first round draft pick, like before last season? Before not last season, before
in 2019, before the season.
2 years ago. Yeah. 2 years ago, he was the best linebacker in the draft, universally.
Yep.
Then he got hurt and played like dog crap.
Then he got hurt and came back and wasn't that good. But the thing was, he was still playing hurt.
Right. Yeah, and it hurt his stock. But I think fully healthy, this kid's
undrafted. Like I get that he stunk, but the fact that he stunk most recently. But how do you let a guy that was once a first round top first round draft pick go undrafted from Bama too? And I'm really confident in this guy because if he can get healthy, he could be the future at the middle linebacker position when Schobert goes. And I'm confident with our strength and conditioning because DJ Chark has already put on 10 pounds and got faster.
Urban Meyer told you it was a really big emphasis on like player health and strength and conditioning program.
And giving them better food, everything.
Give them the best everything.
+2, like he always says.
+2 mentality.
Everything +2.
I think Moses is going to be the replacement for
Schobert
in 2 years. Yeah, absolutely. He's a middle linebacker. He'd be perfect for a 3-4. Imagine this 3-4 or linebacker core. Chason, Moses, Jack, Allen.
This guy and Marvin Jones. Not Marvin. What am I saying? Do what?
Tim Jones?
No, Marvin. What's his name out of FSU that we didn't?
Marvin Wilson.
I don't know how these two guys went undrafted because they both were studs just like a year or two ago.
And Marvin Wilson, inside defensive lineman #1 for a certain YouTuber.
Marvin Wilson got signed before the draft even finished.
Bengal owes Chris Trapasso an apology.
Yes, he does, because he bullied Chris Trapasso so much for a guy who he had in the first round that fell to the 6th, I believe, 6th or 7th.
At least his guy got drafted.
Bengals guy didn't even get drafted, bro. Like, how do you let that?
I'm a quick clowning on him because I like his content.
Yeah, I do too. I gave Marvin Wilson. Yeah, Marvin Wilson. I gave him a 4th round grade, but undrafted. I don't know how these two guys went undrafted. I will gladly take Dylan Moses, get him healthy, let him be a stud. But yeah, grade the undrafted free agents. I'm gonna give it a B+.
I'm gonna give it an A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A.
2 to 3 players that might actually do something.
Actually, I'm gonna give it an A+ because Dylan Moses could be a future starter. Pro Bowler, All Pro. He's got the talent. So regardless of all the other guys, I'll give it an A. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yay.
Tony Khan does his magic. But anyways, we'll see you guys in another break to talk about just some other major draft thoughts and then grade the previous 3 drafts. So see you guys there. We are back, guys. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Some other major draft thoughts. First of all, the pick that in the group podcast mock draft 2-rounder that Brian made, he got it on the mark, exact number. Take it away. Who was it?
Kyle Trask, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although we will say that Shawn did say, and I quote, "reach of the century,"
and it was not.
It still is.
It was definitely. I do think it was a reach. However, if it pans out, that team will make Shawn apologize and make me look like.
Needless to say,
I'll make Shawn apologize. Screw the Buccaneers. I will make him apologize.
Needless to say, they re-signed Blaine Gabbert soon after realizing their mistake already.
It's going to be a great 3 QB.
They re-signed Blaine Gabbert for $2 million. Kyle Trask is going to make more than that on his rookie contract.
Blaine Gabbert's future, bud.
No, he isn't, but he's going to get cut.
No.
Trask, Tampa.
Anyways.
Great fit.
Now,
this is the funny one. This is going to make Josiah laugh for the next decade.
The Raiders. Good old Mayock. Good old Gruden, you know.
My buddy's FaceTiming me. Should I have him say hello real quick? He's a Jets fan.
Okay. Just I want to say something to him real quick. Trevor Lawrence is better than Zach Wilson and is not even close, so get out of here.
My podcast. Can I call you back when I'm done?
Yep.
All right, thanks.
I just had to get that out of the way. But
that was terrible execution.
Yeah, yes, it was. I laughed halfway through, but the Raiders have the worst front office in the league, and I don't care what you say. I don't care. They eliminate a top. They've wasted now 6 first-round picks. I mean, technically, you can't say they wasted this one yet because we haven't seen how he turns out. But they drafted a guy I gave a 3rd-round grade to. They're going to play him at tackle. They said he's going to play tackle.
Right tackle.
Right tackle. I don't care which tackle.
I know. I'm just saying. It's not as athletically demanding.
Look at that. Hey. This is real. This isn't Photoshop. This is real. Sorry. I just saw it. I'm sorry.
But the Raiders at pick 17, it's not even like it was pick 32 or something. Pick 17, they take Alex Leatherwood, the guy I consistently spoke about, giving him a 3rd-round talent grade. I don't care where they get drafted. Leatherwood was one of the guys that I was like, if the Jags take him, I'm jumping off a bridge. And thank you, Raiders, for not making me have to worry about that. I laughed
absolutely ridiculous.
I laughed for half an hour.
That's the reach of the century right there. 17th for like tackle 6. Like, what tackle
6. Tackle 6.
Hey, he's like tackle. I'm sorry, I'm being nice. Tackle 10.
Let me look at my board.
Little's better than him.
It might not be that for the Raiders, bro. You don't know what their board was like.
I know.
Horrible.
But the thing is, the Raiders don't even have any room for me to give them an excuse of, oh, they're an NFL team. I'm not. You've seen their draft picks recently.
I know. It was a reach.
Leatherwood is my tackle 10.
Maybe it works out. Who knows? I think he would have been a better guard, but
I agree.
Just like I thought Cam Robinson would have been a better guard, but
yeah, they took a guy I gave a 3rd-round grade, and they took him at 17, so I laughed at that for half an hour. Raiders going to Raider. You know what's funny, though? The Raider, if you think about it, just think of it as the Raiders took Merrick in the 1st and Leatherwood in the 2nd. Just rework which way you think
that would have made it. Yeah, it would have been better, but
they did it backwards.
They did it backwards.
Anyways, then the Bears get their QB1. They trade up for Fields. Congrats. The Bears finally got their quarterback. Hopefully he works out. The Niners. Did they take Mac Jones? Brian? Shawn? Did they do it?
No.
They took exactly who they took who Shawn and I thought. Brian, did you think they were going to take Lance too?
Patriots?
No, the Niners.
Oh, the Niners? Yeah.
Yeah, we all had a gut feeling that they were going to take Lance, especially when they made the trade.
Yeah, there is no way they were trading up for Mac Jones, and if they did, then everyone should have been fired. Everybody that was thinking it was, I mean, I could see why they thought it was going to be Mac Jones, but like when I saw that trade, I'm like, it's got to be Lance.
Michael Lombardi, 98% of the league thinks they're taking Mac Jones. 98%,
they probably did though. They probably
98%. 98% doesn't even mathematically make up for 32 teams, but. Okay.
All I know is when they said Jimmy G will be here next year, I actually believed them. So that's why I was like, it's Trey Lance.
Yeah.
I think it was like when they traded up, they'd only gone to one pro day.
Also
it was
that.
Trey Lance. But then the Patriots, I was super confident that they were not going to take Mac Jones, but they did anyways. Cool for the Patriots.
Brady 2.0.
Then this one.
The Giants took Kadarius.
The Giants took Kadarius Toney and
breaking Urban's heart.
Poor Urban was about to cry in the post draft.
However, I think ETN over Toney was the better choice, and here's why.
That is such.
Here's why. Let me say why.
Get out. Nah, you're not allowed to speak.
Listen. ETN can do everything. He can play wide receiver.
Tony can too.
Tony can do everything.
Tony can line up in the backfield, but I just like ETN's value more than Tony. I'm sorry. I love Tony, but if we take
Tony's a better receiver than ETN is a receiver. ETN's a better running back than Tony is a running back. But they both can do both.
Running back in the first round, the value is always going to be worse than Tony would have been.
And Tony is just more elusive. Plus, I'm biased. So.
The Tony slander that I'm seeing after that he said that was his pick, the Tony slander on Twitter is egregious.
It's hilarious how much Jags media and Jags fans love Rondale Moore with their whole heart, but then hate Kadarius Toney. I'm just like,
doesn't make any sense.
That's weird to me.
Not even biased because he's a Michigan fan. Just what?
So what's the next one?
The next one is the Bengals. They did take Chase over Sewell.
I hated the fact that they didn't take
I hated
a
that
left
too.
tackle. I'm like,
I don't hate
when
it.
did they take a left tackle? Like round 4?
No, they took him round 2. I would have been.
Who'd they pick?
I like them taking Chase, but with who they took in the second round, they took Jackson Carman. I wish they took Sewell.
Who?
If they took Liam Eichenberg.
They took Trevor Lawrence's left tackle at Clemson.
If they took Liam Eichenberg in round 2 or even Stone Forsyth at all, I'd feel better. But the fact that they took Jackson Carman as the left tackle instead of Sewell, or
Jackson Carman isn't terrible. He just wasn't a second round value for me. He was like a 4th round value. He also got like abused against was it Ohio State?
Ohio State, yes.
He got abused, and they have like nobody on their O-line that's really worth talking about. I mean, on the D-line, I'm talking about. That's really worth talking about. Ohio State, that is.
I don't hate the pick. I just hate what they did following the pick. Because if they were going to take Chase, my whole thought was they better take a good left tackle. Because there will be a good left tackle available, which there was. There was Eichenberg. There was a couple other guys. You better take a good left tackle in round 2, which they
took Walker Little right. They took Carmen right before we took Walker Little, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
I think so. Now imagine if they took Walker Little. But no, he fell to us, so we'll take it.
Yeah, so the Bengals kind of fumbled the bag on the second end for me. But the Finns, they took Waddle, which I love Waddle. I just think it's kind of funny that they take another deep threat for a guy who sucks at throwing deep. But
yeah, I
digress. Smith and Sewell were available, by the way. They passed on them both. Waddle was looking clean, though. Waddle had the fit. I got to give him that. Waddle's also was close to my wide receiver 1.
Just a quick addition before we get to the Panthers. The fact that the Lions got Sewell.
Steal.
Probably the steal of the draft.
I wouldn't say steal the draft, but
in the first round, it was a gift. It was like Josh Allen falling to us.
You saw how lit they were in that draft room. They were about to dance.
They were freaking so gassed. The GM was like
arguably the best non-quarterback in the draft. People will say Pitts is probably the best non-quarterback. Left tackle trumps tight end. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tight end / wide receiver. Sorry. I would say that he was the best non-quarterback on my board, and they got him at 7.
Okay, Shawn.
Just saying, bro. Positional value matters, bro.
They got their left tackle for when they eventually take a quarterback in 2022 because Goff isn't that great.
My thought is, for my board, if you were to pick one of these guys obviously you can't predict any of them, but if you were to guess only one of them could be a Hall of Famer and was going to be a Hall of Famer, which one do you think it'd be? I thought it would be Pitts.
Sewell.
But if you think Sewell would be the Hall of Famer over Pitts, then sure.
More power to you.
But
so the
Panthers, I thought the Panthers were going to take Rashawn Slater, but they took J.C. Horn, keep him in state.
Panthers had the best draft.
I love the pick too. The Panthers had a fantastic draft. So did the Lions.
And the Jets. Sorry. I had to throw it out there. They had a really good draft, too.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Jets in a minute, though. Then the Broncos, they take another corner. How many secondary guys do they have? And
that's me scratching my head.
They passed on Justin Fields, too.
Broncos fans are pissed.
They're selling out for Aaron Rodgers. And if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, they're stuck with Drew Lock or Teddy Bridgewater. And I said this. If they get Aaron Rodgers, they're a contender for the Super Bowl. If they got Justin Fields, they aren't a contender for the Super Bowl yet, but they could be. They're just going to be good.
And it's a great fit.
They don't want a good quarterback. What is wrong with them?
They're very bad with picking quarterbacks. They've always had problems with evaluating quarterbacks.
Broncos fans better pray that they get Aaron Rodgers. That's all I got to say.
And the next year's draft is not the best. Well, it has good value.
I'm like in the minority. I actually hope Drew Lock pans out because I think he's got a cool personality.
You love Drew Lock. I
don't love him, but he has a cool personality.
I know.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
The whole on the bench rapping to the song, they're going ham. That shit was lit, man. I was like,
everybody wants Drew Lock to succeed. I just don't think he will.
He's a cool guy. I mean,
yeah.
Same reason why people wanted.
He's kind of like a
Bortles and Minshew to succeed.
Yeah.
Broncos taking Surtain just confused me. I thought when they signed 2 really good corners, in my opinion, in free agency, one of them to a 3-year deal, one to a 1-year deal.
I feel like that's why the Cowboys traded. Did they trade back, right?
Yeah, the Cowboys traded back
with the Eagles.
As soon as their top 2 guys. The Eagles and Cowboys pulled off a trade. division rivals. That kind of made me confused.
That was a bit surprising. I was like,
the thing is, though, sorry,
Eagles
but this was a friend of my enemy, enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that's what they were doing to screw the Giants over, because the Giants wanted Devontae Smith, but instead they gave him to the Eagles. The Eagles finally get a wide receiver who's not
is that better? Like,
I don't know.
You still have to play Devontae Smith now. Is it better? You still play him twice?
I mean, he's on a worse team than he would. I think he'd probably be. The Giants would be deadlier with Devontae Smith than the Eagles are with Devontae Smith.
Some people think Hurts is better than Jones. So, is that factual or not?
I don't know. They both suck. Anyways.
Hey! Don't hurt.
Anyways, I'll let Brian read off the rest of these draft notes before we get on to grading.
So, the Jets traded down with Chicago, and the
Jets traded up. The Vikings traded down.
It says New York leading to New York trading down with Chicago.
Yeah, the Philly and Cowboys.
Oh, the Giants traded back with the Chicago traded up and switched with. Okay, yeah. So the Giants traded back again.
Can't even read my notes.
That's the first of the two trades. The Chicago Bears traded up and got Justin Fields.
We spoke about.
I thought this was a big brain play. It was worth it. They have screwed up so many times with getting a quarterback. Chicago did the right thing. However, I don't like the fact that he's going there because I just don't feel like they're going to develop him.
Matt Nagy sucks.
I feel bad for Fields. I would have loved Fields in Denver. I feel bad for him. I feel bad that he's going to Chicago. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I don't like the fact that he's going to Chicago. I feel like they're going to ruin him.
Now, here's the Jets. You can have an opinion on this. I'll give mine. I know I have a mixed opinion, but
God, I think the pick makes sense. They built up the O-line again.
They traded up for Elijah Vera Tucker.
They traded up way too high for him.
Well, that's as high as he's going to go. I mean, he was going to go traded 14 up regardless.
I thought the Vikings should have taken him.
I think the Vikings won this trade on pace. The Vikings fleeced. The Vikings got two linemen.
Tell them what they got.
They got Darisaw in the second round.
No, in the first round. Darisaw fell to 23.
Oh. They got Darisaw in the late first. He was arguably a mid-first rounder. Tackle 3. They got him in the late first. Then they got Wyatt Davis in the second.
So they got their guards still.
They got their guards. I thought Wyatt Davis was a center.
He's right guard.
I'm thinking someone else. Sorry.
Dang it,
I'm thinking of the guy from OSU. The guy from OSU. They got two guards.
The guy that the Packers drafted.
Yes. Yeah. They got two guards, and then they got a backup quarterback in Kellen Mond who can develop behind Kirk Cousins. He stinks, but if you develop him, he has the intangibles to be very good.
He's got traits.
He's got traits that can make him a good quarterback.
I just don't. The dude has played for 4 full years, and he's grown this much. And the only time he grew was in a year where there was literally no defense because nobody had spring.
He's got traits.
He's got. I feel like
might as well draft Felipe Franks. He went undrafted, by the way.
He's got traits too.
They both have the traits to be very good, but they just need the right coaching staff.
I just want to say this as well. All those people that were trying to say Felipe Franks is better than Kyle Trask, you are mentally ill.
The Colts. This was a great pick by the Colts. By
I was pissed off at this.
Kwity Paye. I was not happy. I'm sure Shawn's not happy about it either. Kwity Paye goes to the Colts. I was like,
he fell because he had a heartbeat issue.
Apparently a heart issue. Yeah, and I saw him get through the Colts. I was like,
was benign, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well,
it never affected him.
No, it wasn't a real thing.
Oh yeah.
They said it only happened because he was working out too hard.
Oh,
of course.
The fact that he went to the Colts is upsetting because if he ends up being really good, he's going to wreak havoc.
The Colts draft after Paye is kind of sketch.
Sucks.
They drafted Shawn Davis. I'm a Florida fan, and Shawn Davis low-key sucks.
Yeah, the Colts didn't have the best draft. The Titans took Farley in the.
I wish you the best.
That was a very high risk, high reward situation.
Titans had a really good draft.
Titans took a really risky one. Yeah, they got Farley.
And then
we'll
get to that. Another one of the picks for the Titans, but then the Texans got Davis Mills.
Texans draft sucked outside of Nico Collins.
They traded up way too much for Nico Collins too.
I don't think so.
The fact that they took Mills in the third tells you everything we need to know about Deshaun Watson.
I think Nico Collins is a DJ Chark clone.
That's fair.
A little bigger, maybe.
And the last thing that
they took Brevin Jordan as well.
God, all
you guys who thought Brevin Jordan was going to be good, he's going to He's going to suck anywhere he goes, but then he goes to the Texans anyways.
And then 4th round pick for the Titans.
Rashad
every
Weaver,
year
a guy I actually liked.
It's becoming a theme now. Except it wasn't a first rounder this time. 4th round pick Rashad Weaver, arrested for assault.
I'm glad I left him off my top 10 edge rushers in the class.
I put him on my top 10 edge rushers.
Good thing we didn't draft him. So
he was assaulting a woman too. So
he punched her in the face. Apparently,
not a good situation there.
Allegedly, don't sue us. We don't have any money.
Allegedly,
we don't have any money to fight a lawsuit. But
so that wraps up that.
Yeah, those are some major draft thoughts. That was kind of all over the place, but hope you like that. Anyways, we're gonna run through some draft grades of the previous years.
We're just gonna name the people. Couple.
Yeah, and we're gonna give an A, B, C, D, E. Blah, blah.
You want to just do one person reads off one, and then
I'll read off 2018. Brian will read off 2019, and Shawn will read off 2020.
Cool.
So, pick round 1, pick 29. Taven Bryan, F.
Shawn.
D.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay, Shawn.
Troll.
You troll.
Come on, man. It's not that bad. He had a good second half of 2019.
He helped Ngakwe get that pick 6.
Yeah, that's worth a D.
Half of a trash season. Okay.
There you go.
Pick 61, round 2. DJ Chark, A.
That's
B plus.
I could see why he says that though. It'd B plus.
Pick 93, round 3. Ronnie Harrison, C.
I'll give it a C plus.
I'm gonna give it a C minus.
It sucks that we don't have. It doesn't suck that we don't have anymore. He's still a good enough player that I'll give him a C plus.
Yeah, he's solid with.
If he was on the team still, I'd give him a B plus. But
same.
Yeah, C minus.
He was a scumbag though. He hated our team, so screw him. Be gone. Yeah. Anyways, pick 129, round 4. Will Richardson, F.
F.
Yeah, F.
This dude, when he came in, when Cam Robinson got but ejected from the Miami game. I think it was a Miami game.
Who cares? Turnstile.
He was trash. But round 6, 203, Tanner Lee, F.
Z.
This dude was in the preseason. This dude was throwing.
He's probably the worst one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen ever.
Yeah,
of all time.
Fun fact: this dude was because you know how sometimes the Jags they send players out to like Publixes or whatever to do signings and then help around. This dude was already doing his future job. He was bagging stuff. He was bagging.
Wasn't he the quarterback for someone's pro day?
Yeah, he was.
I can't remember who it was.
Jamar? No. Was it Jamar Chase?
I'm not sure.
It was one of the big receivers.
Yeah.
But he was bad. He was one of the, like I said, like
He actually didn't look bad. He actually didn't look bad in that pro day. A lot better than he ever looked playing for us.
Yeah.
But to be fair, there's no defense for him to throw an interception to.
That's exactly right.
Now, round 7, pick 230, Leon Jacobs. Based off draft value, I give this a solid B plus.
Agree.
Yeah.
Because I'd say he wasn't a low end. I'd say he's a solid middle of the pack starter.
Mm-hmm.
And we got him in the 7th round. So
I say he's a fringe starter, high quality backup.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. And unfortunately, he tore his ACL. And then best pick of the draft. Sorry, DJ Chark, but round 7, pick 247. Logan Cook just got a 4-year re-sign, A plus plus plus.
Yep, I give that same thing.
Special teams is extremely crucial considering it was
best punter in the league. I don't care who else you have.
Yeah, it's
he's definitely up there for best punter in the league. And at this late 7th rounder, that's money.
Yeah. Overall, I give this draft a C plus. Actually, I'm gonna give it a D plus.
I'll give it a solid C. Just
C minus.
DJ Chark is a good player. Harrison's a good player.
But the first round pick is so bad. The 4th round pick is so bad. The 6th round pick is so. I'm gonna give
overall value
C minus. C minus.
Yeah, I'll give it a C. I'll give it a C.
All right, Brian, take the wheel.
7th pick in the 1st round, Josh Allen. I'm gonna give it a B.
A minus.
I'm gonna give it a B for now because his first year he was great, and his second year he struggled. But then again, the whole team struggled,
and he was injured.
and he was injured, so that kind of took away from it. But right now, I'm going to give it a B, but it could go up.
I'm gonna give it a B as well, with potential to be an A+ if he goes off this year.
I'm gonna give it an A- because I like him a lot. He's a great guy for the community as well. I know. He's literally taken the Calais role. In the community. I just maybe that's not proper to grade a player like that, but I have to. He's a great player. I actually met him too. So,
second round, 35th pick. We traded a fourth to move up for him. We got Jawan Taylor.
I give this a C+ because he sucks, but he's got potential.
I'll give it a C+ because he was actually he wasn't too bad in 2019. He showed flashes, and in 2020.
He was one of the worst tackles.
He was really, really bad in 2020, but he also did.
He showed really good flashes. He shut Khalil Mack down. He put Darius Leonard on his, you know what?
C+.
Yeah, C+. I think he's gonna rebound this year.
I hope so.
I'm ready to grade. I'm ready to grade this next one.
Third round, 69th pick. F. Josh Oliver.
F.
Z.
This is one of the worst draft picks in franchise history. I don't care if it's a third rounder.
It is very bad.
The dude broke his foot non-contact. How injury prone are you?
Screw him.
Stinks.
Hopefully he makes the roster for the Ravens though. So good luck to you, Josh. We need that 7.
You're so great.
Third round, 98th pick. Quincy Williams. I'm gonna give it a C+.
D.
Give it a C+.
He doesn't fit the system. He's always hurt and he sucks. But
he's not done anything. He's never done anything.
You know what? Yeah, after realizing he was a pretty big reach, I'm gonna have to move that to a D+ because
he got drafted that high because his brother existed. How much you want to bet?
He should be a safety.
I really wanted to grade this one high, but since COVID happened, fifth round, 140 overall, Raquel Armstead.
C-.
I'm gonna give it a D because we only saw him.
I was on board for him to be running back 1.
Yeah, I'll give him a D too.
But he got COVID. I was wanting him to be running back.
If he comes back, he could increase that grade. But as of right now,
I misspelled his name so bad in my notes. Goodness.
Yeah.
Raquel.
It's Raquel.
Rockwell is what you put. It's Rye.
I know. All right, this one. You know the stands on Twitter love this one.
6th round, 178th overall, Gardner Minshew.
I give him a B actually
because of the fact that he started and wasn't bad for a 6th rounder. I'm gonna give him a B+.
A+.
B+ for me.
You got almost 2 full seasons out of a 6th round pick, and honestly, how fun was 2019? Even though it sucked.
And he contended for Rookie of the Year, or he should have at least. He won I'll give him an A- actually and the personality. I know I tweet so much trash about him, but it's because I only do that. I only do that because people, the Twitter stands, try and trash our franchise. But
it's got to be an A+. Man, you're talking about a guy who's a 6th round pick, who's a fringe starter, high quality backup. That's an A+ all day.
He's basically Fitzmagic light. And then 7th round, 235, Dontavius Russell.
This dude has not played a
incomplete. He's not on the team anymore. I'm pretty sure.
I think if he's not on the team, then that's an F. It's an F pick.
It's a Z.
I remember when we drafted him because I put the draft class on my computer and I was like, who the hell is this guy? It's because he was on injury reserve and got cut, I think, before the season even begun.
Yeah. Overall, this draft is not very good.
Overall, this draft is
C.
I'll give it a C.
Yeah,
C flat.
C flat.
All right, you got 2 Z's in that draft class, man.
Shawn, 2020.
Okay, 2020. C.J. Henderson. I'm giving him a B. I give him a B for his limited action he had.
He shut down Devontae Adams. He shut down T.Y. Hilton. He showed really high highs when he was healthy, but when he wasn't healthy, he got kind of embarrassed. But
I'll give him a B for now.
Brian, B? You gotta get closer to your mic. I can't hear you, bud.
B.
Okay.
There you go. Caleb on Chason, I'm going to give it
C-.
a C+ because he really stepped it up later in the season. And he is honestly not that bad against the run. I thought he'd be really worse against the run.
He really showed out at the end of the year. He was one of the best. He put up one of the most amount of pressures at the end of the the last 4 games. But before that, he was literally
literal dog water.
Per PFF, he was literally the worst edge in the league.
Give him a C+.
So that's why he gets a C-. But he's shown potential, and he could break out next year. So this is not a complete grade yet.
Yeah.
Round 2, pick 42, Laviska Shenault. I'm going to give it a B+.
This dude carried like 7 guys from the Vikings.
I'm gonna give it a B+ because I'm gonna give it a B+. Honestly, it's not his fault, but they didn't utilize him properly.
Yeah, B+.
Give him an A-.
I feel like he has the potential to be one of the steals of that class.
Okay, round 3, pick 73. My favorite pick of the draft right now so far, Devon Hamilton. I'm gonna give him an A.
A.
Yeah, because
he was a quality, no sack
when he wasn't hurt.
Yeah. Could be a starter at some point.
Yeah. Round 4, pick 116, Ben Barch. Limited action. I'm gonna give him a C for right now because I didn't notice him being really bad when he did play limited, so I'm gonna give him a C for right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll give him a. It's
also way too early to really grade this draft class. But.
Yeah.
I'll give him a C.
This one.
Round 4, pick 137, Josiah Scott.
He shares a name with me. He gets an F because listen to this. Listen to this. I know he's a rookie, but first of all, we drafted him 1 pick before the guy for the Chiefs, L'Jarius Sneed.
Yeah.
L'Jarius Sneed went 1 pick after we took this guy. So first off, come on, Dave. What are you doing? And then second of all, we signed a guy off the street, Greg Maben, and he got more play time than Josiah Scott did.
We also signed Sidney Jones off the street.
No, I'm talking.
We claimed him.
We signed this guy off the street week 13,
right.
and he got more play time. A 7th round rookie, Chris Claybrooks, got more play time than this guy who went in the 4th round. Yeah, everybody that should not be getting more play time than this guy got more play time. And
it's so bizarre too because I saw his name a lot in OTAs.
He was the only guy who picked off Justin Fields in that year.
Yeah. I saw him a lot though in OTAs this year. He had 2 picks in training camp.
Yeah, he was burnt toast.
I don't understand. All right, then 3 picks later, we take Shaquille Quarterman. I'm giving him an incomplete. I cannot remember him being on the field at all.
He did not play a snap because Joe Schobert played every single snap.
Yeah. So there's that. And then, incomplete. So round 5, pick 157, Daniel Thomas. I'm going to give him a C. I'm going to give him a C+ for now. He did play really well when he played, but Lord, the one time he got on the field, he gets hurt. So it's like
I give him B-.
He's going to challenge for the starter role.
All these grades, by the way,
are incomplete.
We're giving grades, but they're incomplete because I'm not really going to give solid.
The only one you can really truly grade of these is 2018 because it's been a couple years since.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Round 5, pick 165, Colin Johnson. I'm gonna give that a B+. He actually, when he did get on the field, he actually played.
He could be on alert though, per Shawn.
He could be on alert, but I thought he was a lot better than Chris Conley, and he should have been starting over him way before they.
If he started over Conley most of the season, he probably would have had 500 yards or more.
He would have been an A pick.
Yeah, B+ for me.
This
pick is an F.
189, Jake Luton. I'm gonna give it a D because he had 1 solid game.
He threw a nice touchdown and had a nice touchdown run that he stiff-armed a Florida Gator, so that automatically puts him in an F. I don't care how good a run it was. He stiff-armed a Florida Gator. Shut up. Get out of here. F.
I give him a
D-.
Round 6, 206, Tyler Davis. I think he got on the field 1 game, didn't really do anything. I'll give him incomplete for right now.
Yeah, incomplete.
I'll give him incomplete. His nickname was Baby Gronk for some reason.
Round 7, pick 223, Chris Claybrooks. I don't like Chris Claybrooks at all, but for being probably a mid-7th round pick, and he started a lot of games. I'll give it a C.
I'll give him a C. I would give him a C+, but he dropped 6 punts.
Yes, I agree. I'll give him a C.
He was a really good gunner, though. He had, I believe there was a stat. It's a weird stat. For most forced fair catches, he was number 1 because of how fast he is.
Yep. And so the Ramsey trade resulted in us getting Kayvon Chason and Travis Etienne.
And some 4th round pick that I don't remember who it was.
People are saying Rams won the trade, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to say that until I see what Chason and Etienne can become. So once Chason is in his 3rd year, I'll give a grade for him versus the trade. And once Etienne is probably in his 3rd year, I'll do the same.
I agree with that.
So right now, I'm incomplete on who won the trade.
Incomplete. Brian, you're going to continue the incomplete circle?
Yeah, it's
incomplete.
Incomplete for now.
There you go.
All right. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. It was kind of a little bit all over the place at certain points, but we had fun filming it. And it'll be probably quite a while before we get another podcast, but hopefully you guys will see Brian, Shawn, and I all on the channel as time goes on for some other content. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys. Oh, wait. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.
Later.